Hi, everyone. This is the TimePro sprint summary. We have the dev team. We have stakeholders, Adam and Alvin. And also we have Cookie acting as the PO proxy here. So this is the sprint 340, sorry. And our sprint goal was to finish the Word doc review. And we made a bunch of updates to the doc. We finalized the technical solution details, but it's still pending for review by solution architects. So the sprint goal is still in progress. And this was a 2-week sprint. Here is the time spent. And in this sprint, we had our first attempt to summarize the estimated capacity vs actual capacity. So here you can see we have a little bit less capacity than estimated. So time spent, me and Geoffrey worked the most. Tom worked on a UI task and a video recording task, and Jean spent a little bit of time as well. So here's the backlog. We have tackled a bunch of backlogs, sorry, PBIs. And the only one remaining is the Word doc, which is the sprint review. Sorry, it's the sprint goal. So now let me go through the PBIs. So the first one is from Tom. He made improvements on the navigation bar. As you can see here, the alignment is now improved. And also he improved the logo. He replaced the logo with an SVG file rather than the previous PNG file. So it's clearer now, as you can see. That's the first one.
Can you open the menu so we can see? Like, I don't really know what changed, but did someone complain about this?
Complain about this? No.
It's like, how did this ticket? Like, I've never heard of anything to do with the menus. I click on the menu.
Oh, the menu is here.
Yeah, but we haven't seen what's under it. Like, what changed?
Yeah, okay. So the top nav bar on the page here. So let me see if I can get the screenshot of the previous. Sorry, not this one.
So somebody wanted this?
Yeah, it was requested by Josh.
No, okay. And can I see the screenshot?
So as you can see from the screenshot here.
Oh, it's a little okay. The alignment is it's a little tighter. Okay, all right.
Yeah, the branding is not aligned with the nav menus. So that's how we improved it. And going to the next one is also a UI bug fix. So previously we had an issue on the CRM sync dialog that if we choose full sync, hi JK, if we choose full sync, it does not appear on the selection box. It's empty here. So now it's fixed, as you can see here. So it correctly appears on the selection box.
Okay.
That's this one. And going to the next one is another bug fix for the CRM sync error. So this was a blocker for the video recording task from Geoffrey. So it was previously having nearly 800 sync errors, which kind of blocks the synchronization, and it's now fixed so that there are only 4 sync errors remaining, which were unrelated, and all the data are synchronized correctly. So going to the next one is also a UI fix. This UI task is to standardize the model, specifically the product delete model, as you can see here. And so, yeah, well, I put a screenshot here. So previously it uses a native dialog like this. It's native to the OS. And now we have a standard designed model with material components. So it looks consistent now. The last PBI we have done is the V1 for the video recording by Tom, which talks about the iteration feature on TimePro. So here is the V1 link, and we got feedback from Adam, and we will have a new PBI for the V2.
So I gave immediate feedback that needs to be put onto YouTube. That hasn't been done, and I gave feedback, and I cannot see it.
Okay, we will double check with Tom, and we will record it down in the new PBI.
Yeah, it's kind of concerning that didn't happen.
Okay. So that's all our done PBIs.
Now I will just ask, you had a sprint goal. The idea is a great Scrum team will swarm on that first one. So everyone will be involved in that until that's done. You did all these other items, like Tom was working on lots of other things. And maybe it's fine for Tom to do that stuff if Tom did all those, but ideally you want to have the team working on the most important one together if they can all contribute. So that's got done.
Yeah, I agree, but the sprint goal was a document task, so it was kind of, it's easily blocked by test please, by getting feedback. So yeah.
Well, did everybody on the team other than Tom try to get it done each day, or did you move on to other things?
Well, we have Geoffrey focusing on the sprint goal, and I spent a little time helping Geoffrey on the doc as well.
Do you think anything could have been done differently so that the sprint goal item got done first?
Well, yeah, but this task will be pending for review, and in the meantime, we had to pick something to do other than this one. Otherwise,
Yeah,
we are blocked. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. If you're blocked, then you're blocked. But who are you blocked by, and could have you escalated to Cookie or myself or something to get it done?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with your, yeah, I agree with this principle. Yes, we'll focus on this task in the next sprint as well.
Was it blocked this sprint, the Word doc?
It wasn't blocked, no. So I worked on it mostly, and I spent a lot of time to update it because there was a lot of feedback from Luke at the start of the sprint. So I spent like 2 days or something to update it. I had some issues with the actual Word formatting as well. And I got another review from Luke again today. So yeah, he wasn't blocking anything.
Yeah, I just want to call that out because I think, Adam, you're under the impression that it was blocked. Like it wasn't.
That's right.
The team
No, it was actively being worked on.
Issue, right?
Yep. But was it only you, Jeffrey, or did you have help
just me.
from multiple other people?
I was working on it full time, but I also had Jim coming in sometime to answer some questions. But I don't think we should have had more than one dev working on it fully, because if Jim and I both make changes to the same work doc on our own end, it's just going to get more confusing. So I still believe we need only one person focused on this.
Okay.
Yeah. But if it's a development task, we can, of course, have multiple devs working together. But yeah.
We could have pair programmed and then spend, I don't know, a whole day making changes together. But I don't know if this is a better handling of, team capacity.
Well, I would think if you're doing something very important and it's and this, it would be better for at least two of you to be working on this until it can be done, rather than doing separate items each and not completing it. Now, if Jim couldn't help, that's a different story.
Okay. Okay, we will try
Okay.
to work together to see how to do it the quickest. Okay, so back to the email, here is the backlog. And so we have added something new to this backlog table, which you can see from this total row here. We have estimated efforts 22 and actual efforts 27, which means some tasks takes longer. Okay, any questions, Adam?
No, all good.
This
Okay.
is new data, Adam, that we didn't have in previous sprints. So this is the first sprint where we've done the estimated capacity and what the actual capacity was, and then the estimated effort, and then what the actual effort was.
Where's the column that says, oh, actual, right, I see.
Yeah.
Actual.
Okay.
So this is just because
I think you
obviously
need to
everyone
put
was getting
stars
frustrated.
on the ones that are different. So yeah, I'd put a star on the ones that are different.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's it, and I will hand it over to Geoffrey.
Sure. So in terms of timesheet usage, so for the suggested ones, with 62 users out of 91. So this is down by 5% from last sprint. And for the automatic timesheet usage, we're at 40%, also down by 7% since last sprint. So nothing dramatic, but maybe something to just keep in mind for the next sprint as well. In terms of burn down, so I'm trying to remember why we didn't start at the top with the actual remaining here. Did we make changes again at the start of the sprint? Is this why we didn't start at the top? Jim?
That's because Tom joined along.
Oh yeah,
in the middle of the sprint, so he picked
True.
he picked 2 tasks.
Yeah, correct. So yeah, Tom joined in the middle. He was estimated as 0, but he actually did some work. So that's why it looks as it does. Now, in terms of deployment, we had 1 over the last sprint. Code coverage is the same as last sprint as well. So nothing to point out here. The pipeline is healthy as usual, 100% for the test pass. The application health is also similar. We are still going to investigate the fair request, I believe, was it?
Yes, we have
We actually had an issue for this.
a peak of dependency failure, and we actually shaved it for further investigation.
Yeah. And it's at the top of the backlog. So in case we get stuck, we're just going to work on this. In terms of epics, where are we here for the progress? Oh yeah, you have to compare both. There was, oh sorry, you put it over there.
Actually, no changes.
No changes, yeah. So there's no progress that was done because the Word doc issue is still in progress and everything else was UI changes and other issues which are not in any epic. In terms of R&D, we are still working on this on-building unified report. So the architecture on how to build it. AI usage. So Jim used Copilot with GPT 5.1, DeepSeek, Claude, and Yakshaver. I just used ChatGPT 5.1 and Yakshaver during this sprint. In terms of Copilot stats, so Jim, myself, and Luke all spoke during the previous meeting. Jim was the main speaker because he's the Scrum Master. And Luke and I spoke equally at different time of the meeting. And in terms of the question we asked to Copilot, which was, what was the main issue completed? Be brief. The answer was that the main issue completed in this sprint was the iteration page introduction video PBI. Tom recorded version 1 of the video, delivered it for review, and the team agreed to mark it as done. Any further changes, like a version 2, will be treated as a new PBI. Sorry. Okay, you can keep scrolling down. In terms of Yak server usage, so we had 20 new PBIs over the last month. 14 were Yakshev PBIs, which brings the ratio to 70% of Yakshev PBIs. And we completed 4 of these over the last month as well. Now for the retro, I can do it, but Luke, do you want to do it just to have another speaker, or I can keep going if you want? Okay, sure.
No,
so
that's
Luke,
cool.
please
I'll
go through the retro.
Yeah. So what went well? This was the first sprint in recent memory where the number of PBIs that were done was very, very, very close to what was brought into the sprint, which was a big win. I think that kind of shows that with some conscious effort, the estimations. And also, I guess like the estimations are getting a little bit better. The unknowns are reducing, but I also think that the main blessing was that the capacity was quite conservative, which turned out to be pretty close to accurate as well. A lot of the time, the team have been estimating that the capacity is X when it actually turns out to be far less than X at the end of the sprint. So being a bit more conservative on those has resulted in like, yeah, almost all of the PBIs done, which was a big win. Jeffrey and Jim are quite happy with the way that the cross-billing doc looks, the fact that a lot of the details and what ifs are kind of already catered for now. And Jim is really enjoying the fact that we're capturing both the estimated capacity and actual capacity, as well as the estimated effort and the actual effort, because I think it helps shine a light on some of these PBIs that grow quite a lot with the unknowns that are only discovered when they start working on it. Jeffrey liked that Tom jumped in because he had some time, so he jumped in and helped on TimePro, even though he wasn't planned to be there. What didn't go well, Jim is hurting with that doc. I think the whole team are hurting with that doc. The fact that it's kind of dragging on longer than anyone expected. Jeffrey had a massive whinge about having to spend a day with Kiki and Rob doing sysadmin stuff. So he just wanted a for the record on that he wasn't happy with it. And changes for the next sprint. Getting those actual and estimated values is a bit of a pain because it's the first time we've done it. So we're going to try and figure out how to streamline that process a little bit. Any questions on that retro, or is there anything that you would like to add, Adam?
Well, I'll obviously address the point where Jeffrey's unhappy. If you are sending a daily scrum to 12 people and those 12 people don't care about it, that is going to be a very big cost. One of the most common things that I encounter in exit interviews or annual reviews is people saying too many emails, unnecessary emails. So if that is happening, like somebody on the dev team should have noticed, hey, it's going to so many people. I'm surprised that nobody complained that don't care about your daily scrums. That's the surprise. But when I notice it, it should be like embarrassment. Why didn't someone on our team notice this? Let's get it fixed, and let's get it fixed properly so it can't happen again. Yeah, so yep, sorry it fell to you, Jeffrey. It could have fallen to somebody else, but it would fall to somebody on the team that was doing it. Yeah, I just happened to notice that.
I mean, the point wasn't to, I mean, of course, I mean, I have to take responsibility for this, and I should have told the sysadmins. It was just about, once we figured the problem and we told Kiki and Rob, why would I still be involved in the whole process? Because it's more of a job that they would fix, not me.
Well, we did. We gave them things to do. We gave them the things that they need to get done. They got their tasks. You know.
Yeah, but I was still involved in the process, and I think I should have been.
Well,
and even Kiki said that. Even Kiki mentioned that. Why is Jeffrey here? Because it's a sysadmin job, and you said no, he has to be here to learn.
Yeah, well, you didn't find out until I told you that there was a standard there. You know? So
yeah.
yeah, really, it didn't get resolved until the very end. So you can't just throw things over to sysadmins. They're not developers. They implement process. They give us permissions, but they're not developers. If I thought they could do it without you, I would. If I thought it wasn't necessary for you to learn anything about it, I wouldn't have you in there. It'd be a waste of my time. But these things have got to happen without me micromanaging it through. You know.
Yeah, but what I had
Assist,
to learn
yeah.
took me 5 minutes, but I still had to spend the whole day with them. You know what I
Well,
mean? Like I learned what I had to learn in 5 minutes.
Oh well, then you should have got it done faster. Yeah, I didn't see that you got it done until I showed you the standard. You know, you were just going to do what they said, kill all the smaller groups. That wouldn't have been useful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway.
With regards to the swarming, I still don't think the team understand the idea of swarming on the most important task. Jim was pretty much silent when I said Jeffrey shouldn't have been working on it. But yeah, it's really important. You look at the things that are at the top and you check. All right, Jeffrey, you've been on this a couple of days. Can I help? Let me just see if I can see if this can go faster with me involved. Or Jeffrey, I can't help at all. You know, I don't understand this doc. So something should happen.
Maybe Jim added this and that didn't go well.
Yeah, and I'd say the other one, which is the biggest one of all, Tom didn't take any of my feedback that I gave him. I don't know where it went, but it's gone nowhere.
Jim, could you follow up this issue with Tom? I know he's on client work in these 3 weeks.
Yeah, but you still copy and paste the feedback into the ticket. If you put it in the wrong place, not on the YouTube channel, you still fix it.
Jim, follow up this issue after this meeting. We can talk to Tom.
Okay, I will. Okay, that's the sprint review and report. Let's jump to the forecast. So the Word doc will still be our sprint goal. That's the top priority to tackle. And due to the New Year holiday, it will still be a 2-week sprint. So we will have the next sprint review on January 9th, the Friday after the next. Okay, so here's the backlog. Here's the PBIs for the next sprint. And the most important ones are the sprint goal here, of course. And also, yeah, about the Word doc, the sprint goal. We will have JK to review the doc as he has the most context, the technical context on TimePro. So that's the second reviewer we will get a test pass. And the other important
just on that, JK, that was why we wanted to bring you into the sprint review summary, because the guys have kind of been working really hard on that, and now it's in a state where they would like you to take a look at it, and that is the sprint goal. So they're hoping that you're able to jump on that, because the sooner you can give them a test pass or give them any further feedback, basically that's the last blocker before they can start working on that Azure function, right? So they were hoping to kind of prioritize that doc with you ASAP.
Yeah, I can have a look tonight.
Cool.
Okay. And also, Adam, the other important PBI we have for the next sprint is do a launch plan for the China tenant as requested by Alvin. We will, well, we wanted to start using the China tenant since January 1st. But considering the cross billing isn't fully finished, we will need a plan, yeah, for the launching.
I want the tenant video done before that, and I want the iteration video done before that. I want to see how those things work.
Hmm.
So put
Okay.
that is too premature. I would move that to the next sprint if you can get those other things done.
I think you should start working on that this week, Jim. Otherwise, we cannot really do it next month, which is like next week.
I've been asking for that that first video since the day that this project got started. So many months, and I keep asking, and then this one gets thrown in before it. Work on version 1, get feedback. Work on version 2, get feedback. Work on version 3, get feedback until it's shipped.
Okay. Okay.
When are you going on client work? I think very soon, right? You should manage your time. I'm not a little bit worried about that. Jim,
Me? My booking starts January 6th.
yeah. So I think I think you should focus on this. What Adam just said before that. You literally have like 1 week to go.
Okay.
So just a question here about the video. At some point, I jumped in to record a version that Jim was working on. I can't remember who agreed on this, but I think, Adam, you told me afterwards that you want Jim to do the actual video because he initiated it, correct?
Well, I gave Jim all my feedback.
Yeah.
He understood what needed to be done. I don't know why it got handballed off to you.
Yeah, right. I forgot
definitely,
yeah.
Jeffrey, I would have asked, hey, I'm going to take over Jim's video. What do you think of that?
Yeah, correct. I thought you were in the meeting when this was decided, but it seems like you were not. I don't know. It was probably Mike then, but I thought it was you. Sorry. That's the reason why I took over.
Yeah.
Do you remember, Jim or Luke?
I handed
When we
over to Geoffrey because I was preparing for a client's back. Yeah.
But do you remember who was in the meeting when we did this?
In the meeting, in the review meeting?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't there, I think.
Okay. No, I mean, there was a sprint review where we decided that I would take over. But I can't remember if Adam was part of it. That's it. Anyway.
I can't remember.
But I think, yeah, so you have to do it then because, yeah.
Okay.
It's your video.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah.
Before you do it, watch Jeffrey's video. I haven't watched it.
I watched that as well.
I haven't watched it.
Oh, you haven't?
Yeah, so before you start recording the new version, make sure that Jeffrey and you watch that, watch Jeffrey's video with me. Don't record the new version until I've watched it with you guys and given you feedback.
Sounds good.
Okay. Cool. That was the two most important PBIs. And there were other 3 tasks to well, one is for the Azure function if we can finish the Word doc on time, and the other 2 are improvements and bug fix. Okay, that's the backlog, and we have Copilot stats here asking the question, what is the main issue to do next? And Copilot says the next priority is to finish the review of the Word doc and get it approved by a second solution architect, and that is JK. This was identified as the main remaining task before moving on to other backlog items like Azure function and CRM depending failure spike, which is accurate. Okay, any questions or comments, Adam, before we finish? Okay, that will be our sprint forecast. And you can check out the video on our YouTube channel. And thanks for joining. See you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.